Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu of Olu Province in Biafra land. Today is the 3rd day of August in the year of our. Without wasting time, we shall go directly to the HOD of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Chika Edoziem. Mazi, please, welcome. Over to you. The platform is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mazi Jonathan. I hope I'm coming out clear.
You are coming out crystal clear. Go on.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good night to you, great Biafrans, wherever you may be, depending on your time zone at this very hour. My name is Mazi Chika Edoziem. I come from Ihe Oma. Ihe Oma is in Biafra land, and by the grace of Elohim, I serve the indigenous people of Biafra in the Directorate of State as the head of Directorate. Biafrans, first of all, let me bring greetings from the leader of this great movement, Nnamdi Kanu, to the IPOB family worldwide. Of course, it is in the public domain that after some usual game of the zoo, our council, the lawyers of the IPOB, were finally granted access to see our leader. And from that visit, he sends his regards to the Biafran family worldwide. And of course, we know that, as he told us, that in this struggle that we have embarked upon, he will not disappoint Biafrans. And it is only Biafrans that may disappoint him, but I can assure you that this great family will not disappoint Nnamdi. It is important that I speak to Biafrans this evening on very, very important issues. The first of which is the ghost town complete lockdown of Biafra land, which will commence on the 9th of this month, August 2021. You know, people have been expressing one view or the other, or one concern or the other. But I want to let people to understand that the Biafran people, the IPOB family worldwide, and those of us in the homeland of Biafra, we are ready to do anything that humanity can do, that is humanly possible, as a sacrifice to ensure that Onyendu, the leader of this movement, is released unconditionally and sooner than later. And our civic action of locking down Biafra land on a weekly basis, once a week, on Mondays, in conjunction with the protests still going on around the world, in addition to our forays in the diplomatic arena, and of course, on the legal battlefield, we are prepared to give anything that can be given. We are prepared to do anything that can be done We are prepared to make the sacrifices that should be made for our leader, Nnamdi, to rejoin us very soon. Therefore, those who are expressing concerns, what they should be focusing on and what they should be directing their energies upon is to join hands with this great family, IPOB worldwide, to make sure that Onyendu is unconditionally released. And to the politicians in Biafra land, the governors especially, those of them that one way or the other has soiled their hands in this criminal, extraordinary rendition of Onyendu from Kenya to Nigeria. My advice to them this night is that they must make what they have made. And what do I mean? They should know the way they contributed money, the way they gathered themselves together and brought huge sums of money to commit this crime. That is the same way they have no choice. They must gather again, contribute money, and extraordinary rendition our leader back from Nigeria to Kenya, where they did this crime in the first place. Bearing which our actions will continue until Onyendu regains his freedom and joins this family once again. So therefore, the governors and politicians in Biafra land, your work is simple. Don't come to us and start telling us, giving us mathematical and economic figures. The Biafran people are not interested in that. What they are interested in is to have their leader back with us. What we are interested in is to have our leader back with us. And that must be done expeditiously and without any delay. It is not enough for us that of course we are happy that the lawyers were able to see him and could confirm that he is relatively well, health-wise. But that is not what interests us. We are not interested in hearing from our lawyers that Onyendu is well or not. What the Biafran family is interested in is an unconditional release of Onyendu sooner than later. And like I said, if he is not released on or before the 8th of August, our action will continue on all fronts. And I mean on all fronts. Therefore, I am mobilizing the Biafran family in Biafra land that the 9th of August is a date that we have to meet with history. Now, the second matter that I need to talk about, and which concerns not just the IPOB family, but it relates to a great extent to anybody or everyone that has been saddled with any form of responsibility as a principal officer. From the least unit to our zones, from the zones to states, from states to nations, and from nations to continents. We have principal servants who have responsibility of all these different structures that we have in IPOB. It is not a new thing. And all of us understand what we say or what we mean when we say chain of command. You report to the next officer above you, and it goes up to that, to the top, and stops at the table of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of this very great movement. Why am I talking about chain of command this evening? Ordinarily, I do not come on air or come on social media to engage in what Onyendu will call tittle-tattle. I do not do that. But it has become very important, very essential, that we put a stop to some of the irrelevant and unnecessary distractions that we are getting online, and of course, sometimes on our radio. Our principal servants are clear and known. Anybody who has the responsibility as a principal officer, they are known. And if you're a coordinator of whatever form or in whichever form, you do not receive instruction from any person apart from those in that coordinator's hierarchy. A coordinator, you do not take instructions from the finance department. A coordinator, you do not take instructions from the media department. A coordinator, you do not take instructions from the legal department and all the other departments that we may have. And we have seen with our time that some principal servants tend to go beyond their area of authority and jurisdiction and begin to give instructions to coordinators which they do not have that mandate to do. I'm hoping that tonight will be the last time I will talk or speak on this issue. If you are in any doubt, go and take up your code of conduct and study it again. Study it again and make sure it stays. That will help you to work efficiently and effectively. That will help you to avoid distractions. That will help you to focus on the area that you are supposed to focus. I will not finish this very number 2 topic without mentioning that our brother, Mazi Kanu, is a Biafran. And of course, he has, as a Biafran, as IPOB family member, he has to make his views known. But Mazi Kanu does not have the authority to issue instructions to IPOB principal servants. You, who is a principal servant that is taking instructions from outside of the structure, you have yourself to blame. You will have yourself to blame if after tonight that rubbish continues again. Mazi Kanu is an IPOB member. Of course, many of us know that he is a blood relation to Onyendu. It does not give him any power to issue instructions to IPOB principal servants and to the IPOB family worldwide. And I hope he will advise himself properly. Now, finally, The last matter that I need to speak about here, and I'm asking Biafrans to pay very close attention. IPOB Worldwide Family, we had an account opened in the United States of America by the leader of this movement, and we gave it the name ESN account. Of course, that's not the name it was read, but we know when we say it is an account for ESN, we know what that means. That simply means that funds raised on behalf of the ESN, contributions on behalf of the ESN goes into that account. Of course, we also have another account here in Italy that was also meant for Europeans to be pulling their ESN funds together. But this does not in any way detract from the fact that we have a worldwide ESN account. And when this account was shut down as a result of what has transpired, a new account has been opened. And that new account will serve the same purpose as the one that was closed. Meaning, this new account will be an account for ESN contributions, ESN fundraisings all over the world. If you raise funds in the name of ESN, Eastern Security Network, you have to send that money to this new account. I'll give you the name, I'll give you the particulars in a moment. And anybody who wishes or desires to support the ESN that are on the ground, in the bushes, making sure that our forests are safe for our mothers, making sure that our forests are safe for our fathers and our relatives, to go and do their usual farm work. This account is there to provide them every logistics that they will require to carry out their functions and duties effectively. Therefore, all the controversy about account must cease tonight. And the new account for ESN goes as follows. I'm going to rush through this, but the information regarding this account is already in the possession of every continental rep, and all our continental rep must ensure that this account is also made available to where we have regional reps. This account must be made available to them, and the regional reps in turn, and of course continental reps where we don't have regions, will ensure that these accounts are made available to their national coordinators, and the national coordinators will disseminate this account down to the family, to the last man, to the last unit. And people can begin from now, from this moment, to pay in their ESN support funds into that account. If you have raised funds and you are holding it for ESN, please, you have the directive this very moment to make sure that that fund is transmitted or transferred into the new ESN account. And the account name is this Umu Eri Arodi Areli in USA Corporation. Once again, the name of the account is Umueri Arodi Areli in USA Corporation. This account is domiciled with the Bank of America, and the account number goes this way.
Mazi, you're on mute.
I realized I was on mute. I wouldn't know if
the account number, please, you mention it. It's from there.
Okay.
You can tell yourself. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry about it. Now the account number, let me repeat it, please. My apologies. 446 048 777 991. Again, 446 048 777 991. The routing number goes this way: 05 200 1633 052 001 633. This is the routing number. And you can pay as well or make your contributions through Zelle, and the Zelle email address is umuchuku567@gmail.com. You can as well make your contributions by Zelle, and the Zelle email address is umuchuku567@gmail.com. Additionally, people can make their contributions if they go to IPOB in USA.org website. That is our official website in USA. If you go there, you will see the donation buttons, and you can make your donation. And for those outside of USA, there will be a need for SWIFT code when you are transferring funds from outside the United States into the United States. There will be a SWIFT code, and that SWIFT code is as well also available. So all this information that I have set out this very moment, they contain in the information or the notice that your coordinators will make available to Biafrans worldwide. And I do not hope that we will be talking about issue of ESN fund going forward, because for me, that is quite unnecessary. I am to some extent disappointed that people have been regurgitating this matter on and on and on and again, and creating the impression that we are focused on ESN fund when our leader is languishing in the hands of the enemy. That actually must not be the case, and that is not the case. Therefore, anyone, I repeat, who begins or comes after tonight to talk about whether this account is authentic or not, then ask that person what his or her interest is. Everyone must focus on the duties assigned to them. Be on your goalpost and carry out your functions, and leave the rest for those who has that mandate to carry them out. This information I am giving this night is a directive as if, mind my word, as if this directive is coming from Onyendu. That is the way every one of us must. If you're an IPOB family member, you're a principal officer, that is the way all of us must adhere to this very instruction tonight. Because going forward, there will be no excuses. There will be no excuses. And we must refocus our energy. We must recommit ourselves to our objective. Our objective has not changed. The long-term objective has not changed. It will not change until we have achieved that objective. Our short and immediate term objective at this moment is nothing else than that the leader of this great movement, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is released unconditionally because he has committed no crime. Self-determination, or the call for self-determination, or the agitation for self-determination is not a crime. And to Hood, the call for referendum is not a crime. It is a right. I understand that the British government, they said they will not, they said, go against the will of the Scottish people if they decide to go for a second referendum. If they decide, they said. Now, millions of Biafrans are calling for a referendum, for us to make a decision on how we must govern ourselves, for us to make a decision in respect to our social, political, economic, and cultural way of life and values. And we are being massacred. A second genocide is ongoing in our land. I understand as well that the new in thing now is the unknown soldiers turning into unknown government. They want to create an unexisting confusion in our land. But we are there, we are waiting for them. The Biafran people are waiting for them. If they know what is good for them, they must release Onyendu. If not, our people are getting impatient. We have a right to demand for referendum. And we have the right as well to agitate for self-determination. It is not only an international right that is guaranteed, it is not only a right that is guaranteed by the African Charter on People's Rights to every indigenous nations or indigenous people. And the Biafran people, we are the indigenous people of Biafra, and we fall squarely under the protection of these laws and of these charters. I want to state that if the politicians in Biafra land are thinking, oh, let's take their leader and keep him somewhere, and then use the opportunity to conduct elections, to come and deceive Biafrans again. I want to tell them that their trap, of course, has caught something that is not edible. I want to tell them that in Biafra land, if Oyendu does not come out, there shall be no election and no electioneering campaign in Biafra land, and we will start with Anambra State. Quote me, Mazi Chika Edoziem. Today is the 3rd of August, 2021. If the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra does not rejoin us sooner, if they think, the politicians think that they want to keep him and have the elections, I say again that they will be disappointed, because very, very big disappointment. I stress to say, because there will be no election in Biafra land. We are not making threats. We are telling you what we're going to do. There will be no election, not in Anambra and not in any part of Biafra land. But I believe and I know that our leader will come out, and when he comes out, of course, he has the prerogative to make a decision going forward. But before he comes, but barring that, there will be no election in Biafra land, and this is from the Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra, the institution that our leader has put in place to pilot the affairs of this movement until he rejoins us. Let me close by saying that this Biafra we pursue, it is beyond a struggle. This Biafra we pursue is the desire of the Biafran people to return to our ways, or to the ways of our ancestors. It is a Biafra where the children born and yet unborn shall be able to develop their Chukwu-given talents for the benefit of the Biafran people as well. Therefore, we cannot see the bright future in Biafra. We cannot see the future of our children and decide not to make that to be possible, and decide not to create that environment upon which they will develop their talents and reach their dreams and goals. Into the hand of Nnamdi, I commend and commit our leader Nnamdi Kanu. He, the Alpha, Elohim, the Omega. In any way that our leader may feel unwell, I ask Chukwu to lay his healing hands upon him, to confound our enemies, to confound those who are collaborating with our enemies to subjugate us, and to take over our ancestral land. May Chukwu not allow their plans to work. May he continue to guide, may he continue to envelop, to preserve, to strengthen, to fill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with his spirit, so that, like he promised and like he said, I will not disappoint you. And my question, and we have seen it, we have seen that he is not disappointing us. He did not disappoint us In the first time they took him and incarcerated him for 2 years, tortured him, he did not disappoint us when those who kidnapped him urinated and poured it on him. He did not disappoint. He did not abandon Biafra. Are we, the Biafran people, that's the question now I'm asking all of you. Are you going to disappoint Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Mazi Chika Edoziem will not disappoint Onyendu. And I believe that all of us who came out without prodding on the 26th to even close your businesses, your source of income, your source of livelihood, you closed it. Nobody prodded you. Nobody asked you. Those of you that carried out such noteworthy action will not disappoint Onyendu. And that is why I laugh when people say, you don't think about people who are at home. The people at home, they are even more committed than many of us in the diaspora, because they leave everything that brings them income. They leave it to ensure that their voices are heard, to ensure that their leader does not suffer untold hardship in the hands of the evil and wicked zoo government. And may all of you as well continue in this very struggle. All of you, I believe that after tonight, clarity must have been set, and any other person or any person who does not, or who is still not clear on the path to follow, probably has something not quite in order with that person, because this movement from day one has a structure, and that structure, we have maintained it up to this moment, and we will maintain it until our leader joins us. Thank you so much for listening this evening, and we will go back to continue our walks where we left it off, and may Chukwu Abiyama bless the indigenous people of Biafra worldwide. May Chukwu Abiyama bless those who support what we are doing. They may not be Biafrans, but they support us. May Chukwu bless them as well. And may Chukwu grant us exceeding victory against all our enemies. In Chukwu Abiyama's name, I have prayed. And from here, I want to say good night, great Biafrans.
Babazing. It's a tribute to Ikonso, the commander ESN. I wanna give ya Sabo Governor Omo Wesi Yabugisi on the Maranu de Nabugis. Our life can do one Bufuzi. Nibulo Nile won't take a walk in, Nibulo Sabo guys of a way, nigga was up. Makobara Chineke Gawayani Konsa. Hammer be strong like Ikonsa. Biafra, that's up. Saboga was up. Biafra, that's up. We got 1 million Ikonsa. Biafra, that's up. Fula Nibataga was up. Babylon getting people insane. When I got me a motherfucking brain. Maniac Zion, all about time. Let them know I be on my grind. With them strategic whip on full of niggas, man. Them I got it so obvious. This time around they can get us. We are coming out and we are Hindu. Babylon, Nigerian puppet, control the zoo for fuel and kerosene. Don't tell me how to burn when you don't tell me how to run. I'm good on garlic and lemon. God got me on Xenon. Respect the man, them my skin, the bro. Hey, they come all the way from Hollywood to show me what they want me believe in. White Christ, oh shit, got my beast out of its sleeves. Man, I'm still a Negro. How I believe the world's a slavery. This unbelief you give to Igbos in Africa, Biafra, I'm killed. I'm a strong like you cancer. Pull a niba taga bossa. Chubaha ESN, Chubanda jaw, Chubagaho Badansa. ESN, Mapanimo of you when you came on Lupus in a basta. When you cholo got no Subataja, Bokuma Pula, Nitinisha Bafa. I want to lead us in the sea. Sabo Governor Bossy at Bugisi. On the Maranu, they're not Bugis in our land. The Isin do good and medicine. Ibulonile, what the body. Ibulo Sabo Boys if I'm waggy. Higa Bossa, Makobara Chineke, Gawayani Konsa. Hammer, Soka Konsa. Biafra, that's up. Sula Niba Taga Bossa. Biafra, that's up. We got 1 million Konsa. Biafra, that's up. Biafra, that's up. Yahweh over full my cup, I'm dope. Swaggish, litty enough. Nnamdi Kanu ke inyelani, he don't do well more than enough. Yahoo, mama imela, onye bini wegina leke negi, isi nyelano nege pebugi, so hina lodi onyena lodi. You can't so got enough, pull up for area, full and gun down. All of the Sariki don't they talk, Sariki full and don't they talk. Say, the vibe is dead, no deceive. When Biafra come, we go chill on Java Ease. Niggas, this cannot be killed, I'm allergic to success to go win the disease. Hammer be strong like he cancer, full and taga bossa. Chubaha ESN, Chubanda jaw, Chubagaho Badansa. ESN, no kwa nimo fe makiwe kino lupo sisi na basta. When you cholo ga no Subataja, Boko Mafula, Nitinisha Bafa. I wanna lead the Tinishi, Sabo Governor, no boys. Bugisi on the Maronu de Nabugisa, our life is on the Bune Bufusi. Ibulonile, what the body, Ibulo Sabo Boys if I wear Diga Bossa, Makobara Chineke, Gawayani Konsa, Hammer, Konsa, Biafra, that's up, Sula Niba Taga Bossa, Biafra, that's up, we got 1 million Konsa, Biafra, that's up, Biafra, that's up, Hammer, Konsa. Biafra, that's up. Sula Niba Taga Bossa. Biafra, that's up. We got 1 million Konsa. Biafra, that's up. Biafra, that's up.